Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Let's Go Sportsball podcast. I'm Ron, joined by my co-host Owen.
Were you just trying to kiss me?
No.
Don't do that ever again.
No. We're going to cover a little bit of the four different sports as we usually do. Basketball, hockey, football, and baseball. A lot of news going around, in the basketball realm, there is a huge trade. And also, we got some, I guess you could say, some lighthearted news in baseball as well. I think you might like this one. I sent you the story on it.
I think I know what you mean.
It's really good. It's something kind of obscure. We've never really seen it before, but it is something that I think would be good to cover. It's in the sports realm.
Yeah.
So, and technically they're a player. I'm saying they because you'll find out later.
So before we get started, like and subscribe and turn on them notifications.
Punch that bell.
I mean, don't punch the bell because you might break whatever device you're using, especially if it's a computer.
Yeah, don't put your hand through the computer or
don't
laptop.
listen to him.
But know what I mean.
Yeah, I know, I'm just messing. But yeah, so also we got our Spotify. We're getting them episodes. I almost said episodes.
Episodes
anyway.
up.
Yeah, so with all that out of the way, let's start off with something that combines the four sports so far. We have, recently I saw this thing from DraftKings Sportsbook on Instagram. And no, we are not sponsored by them, and I do not plan on being sponsored by gambling stuff. I plan on never doing that. So, essentially, they made a post about the best Big Four players without a championship. This combines the NHL, NFL, NBA, and MLB. So starting off with the NFL, their ringless team is Dan Marino, Barry Sanders, LaDainian Tomlinson.
LaDainian.
Yeah, him too. Why did I say C and N? Oh, no, I think I'm tired. Randy Moss. Wait, Randy Moss?
Randy
yeah.
Moss. Randy Moss he left New England before they could even win a ring. Or he was on the Vikings, and then he went to New England, didn't do well there, and that's why he retired.
He should have. He would have been awesome. Larry Fitzgerald, another obvious pick.
That's this close. Yeah. Literally by inches.
Yeah. Patrick Willis, J.J. Watt, Champ Bailey, Junior Seau. So, is that how I say it? Junior Seau?
I think it's Sal.
Junior Seau and Bruce Smith. Now, these are all pretty obvious picks. Dan Marino,
the obvious ones that I would have gone first, well, basically the four that I would have gone first is Dan Marino, Barry Sanders, LaDainian Tomlinson.
See, you're messing up too.
And Larry Fitzgerald. Those are the top four. Those were the best ones for a long time in their specific area. So I think it's really good that they got all those in. J.J. Watt, I wish he stayed longer.
Yeah.
He would have had a ring. And if he didn't go to, I believe it was Arizona.
Yeah, I think he went to Arizona.
Even Cleveland was high on his list, which was hilarious. And he could have been in the playoffs at least twice.
Yeah, but it is Cleveland, so.
And it's Arizona. Arizona hasn't been that good for a while since they lost Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah. That was my point too. So moving on to the NBA ringless team, we got John Stockton, Allen Iverson, Dominique Wilkins, Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing, Russell Westbrook, Karl Malone.
You and me both did the face, but I'm doing it for a different guy. You're doing it for that one.
Yeah. Carmelo Anthony, Reggie Miller, and Steve Nash. Now, these are all pretty obvious picks.
There's one I definitely would not have gone with.
Westbrook?
Yes.
Yeah.
He hasn't proved himself enough to be in my opinion, to be considered in the all ringless team. I don't know who I could put in replace of him.
In
place of him. That's what I meant to say. In place of him, but I couldn't tell you right now. Steve Nash definitely deserves to be on there.
Oh, yeah.
Reggie Miller, as much as he was a little definitely deserves it.
I mean, Carmelo Anthony's
That's a no-brainer.
he's definitely got to be on there. I mean,
That's a no-brainer.
I mean, he was a hell of a player. It sucks that he never got a ring, but he did a great job with every team that he played for. Same with guys like John Stockton. He was an amazing player.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, Charles Barkley. I mean, at least he spent a lot of time getting made fun of by Shaq. I think everybody's gonna miss inside the NBA. Everybody's gonna. miss
there's
that.
no doubt.
That show was so funny. Like those four guys.
Now, my question is, why is Mutombo not? Oh, Mutombo did win a championship. Never mind, I take that back.
All right, so now for the MLB All Ringless team, we got no surprise starting off with Barry Bonds.
Oh,
I mean,
golly.
God, that guy.
Let him into the Hall of Fame.
Please.
Like first year ballot, please let him in.
Yeah. Then you got Ken Griffey Jr. I think I have his baseball card.
Where's
I think
senior?
I have a few of his.
Where's senior?
I don't know. Tony Gwynn, Ernie Banks, Mike Trout, Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole? Oh right, yeah, Garrett Cole. I actually completely forgot that that the Yankees didn't win this year. I'm dumb. Carl Yastrzemski, Ichiro
Suzuki.
What a legend. Ted Williams and Ty Cobb. Now, I think there's interesting picks. I mean, obviously you got to have Barry Bonds in there. You got to have Ichiro and Ernie Banks. You have to have those guys in there. And Ted Williams. I mean, if you don't put them in there, then just
I guess the one thing I will say is take out Mike Trout. He's still in his prime. Anything could happen.
Yeah, but he plays for the Angels.
Still. Are you glad I didn't say of Anaheim this time?
Dude, I forget that you say that a lot, honestly.
But you have to see what I'm saying. It's like Mike Trout, what Russell Westbrook, just like on the last one. They still have time to prove themselves. They can still get better.
Yeah.
I mean, I could argue Shohei Ohtani. Well, no, I can't because Shohei has already won a ring. Never mind. Wrong one. He's actually won 2.
2?
He won with them the first time, didn't he?
No. When the Dodgers won it in 2020, he was still with never mind.
He was still with the Angels. Never mind. So he's
Anaheim.
You stole it. Yeah, but I don't know who I would. I would almost go, and it may be me sounding biased, but he has proved himself over and over again, and you can argue with me. But I would go Jose Ramirez.
Ooh.
Because if you look at his stats and how well he has done, he's been with Cleveland since basically, I think he got drafted, or since he made his debut there. So he's been with Cleveland his whole career. He's hit so many home runs. Why do you think a lot of pitchers are scared to pitch against him?
Yeah, I mean that's a good pick, honestly.
But that's just me. So.
I'd say put Evan Longoria on there, but that's definitely me being biased. I mean, he wasn't as good, but
I could see it. He could be a little bit better.
Yeah, he didn't win it, did he?
No.
Oh no,
I don't think he did.
I think he went to the series with the Diamondbacks,
and then
I don't remember. So now for the NHL All Ringless team, this is definitely a lot more in my wheelhouse. So let's get into it. Starting off, we got Marcel Dion. Yeah, pretty obvious pick. Eric Lindros. Jerome McGinley, suck at Calgary. Pavel Bure, Keith Kachuk, Joe Thornton, Matt Sundin, Connor McDavid, Henrik Lundqvist, and Roberto Luongo. Now, this is actually a very incorrect list because Luongo technically has a ring. He didn't win it as a player, but he still has a ring because he was an executive for the Panthers when they won it last year. So that's some bull crap. But I mean, the rest of these I can agree with.
Connor McDavid, though.
Kind of not with Keith Kachuk, in my opinion.
The Connor McDavid is the one for me. I understand he's a great player. He's a great hockey player. I'm not downing that. But, again, still early on. You can't say he is a part of the NHL All Ringless team when... I mean, technically, he could be out of it here shortly. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Edmonton's putting up a fight.
Even if it's going over Game 6 and Florida's a 3-2 lead, but we'll get to that. So, I mean, as for the rest of these, I do agree, like, Marcel Dion makes a lot of sense. He's a guy that barely sniffed the postseason with the Kings, even though he put up some godlike numbers. Eric Lindros is another one. I mean, one of the most hyped up players ever. If he didn't get injured, he definitely would have made a run against Gretzky and technically Ovechkin's record.
Yeah.
I mean, as for Ginla, I mean, as a Lightning fan, as many jokes as I can make about 2004, it wasn't in Parallax Angle. Kiss my booty. It does still suck because, I mean, Iggy in his prime, he was something else. He did such a great job with the Flames and was a member of the Penguins and Avalanche and Kings and Bruins because he went to them. But, I mean, in his prime, I mean, he was such a beast of a player.
Oh, yeah.
So much class. Pavel Bure, another big one. Like, the Russian Rocket was great. And, I mean, he's another one of those players that did get to the final but never won it. Keith Tkachuk, I don't know. I wouldn't put him on here. I think I would want to replace him with somebody. I would replace him with Carey Price. I would personally replace him with Carey Price because as good as Tkachuk was, I mean, we have two goaltenders already on the list, and one of them has a cup. So I don't know why they put him there. So I would replace, if this was me, I would at least replace Luongo with somebody else, maybe I don't know. I'm trying to, no, because I had one.
Think of a goalie.
No, because obviously Carey Price, but yeah. I would also
Cam Ward.
Nah, he's a quarterback.
Oh, now you switch it up.
Yeah,
you little dirty dog.
I am a pain.
You dirty dog.
No, because Jaguar won it in 2007 with the Ducks of Anaheim. Yeah, because that's what they were called.
Yeah, they were the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim.
If I had a nickel for every time a team that played in Anaheim got called the team name of Anaheim, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
I don't understand why they went with the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim and not. I'm glad they went to the name that they have now.
Yeah. I mean, I could also go maybe Daryl Sittler or maybe Matt Sundin or Curtis Joseph. I mean, pretty much anybody that played for the Leafs.
You could.
I think I would replace Luongo with Carey Price, and I would replace Keith Tkachuk with Matt Sundin.
That works. We'll move.
I mean, because that just doesn't make sense. I mean, Jumbo Joe, man. Oh wait, no, Matt Sundin's already on this list. I'm stupid. Okay, fine.
Go the other brother.
I'll replace Keith Tkachuk with Daryl Sittler. I mean, my man got screwed over pretty hard by Harold Ballard, which I do think it'd be a cool idea to make an entire episode just for the 4 worst owners in sports, because Harold Ballard would win for the NHL by a landslide. As bad as guys like Eugene Melnick were. Oh boy. So, moving on to baseball. I do not have anything for baseball, honestly, so
I've got
work your magic, Ron.
I've got a few things. First, starting off is the Texas Rangers are signing Craig Kimbrell. If you don't know who that is, Craig Kimbrell is a pitcher, formerly for the Atlanta Braves. He's also played on a couple of different other teams, I'm pretty sure. But he has a unique pitching stance. When he's trying to get the pitches, he does. Everybody has mocked him, from adult fans to even Little League players who have mocked him behind the plate too when there was the Little League series.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but I mean, it's his style. It's how he wants to do it, so it's pretty good. I'm going to save that one for last. And on the topic of there's a lot of Tommy John
arm
surgeries.
Stuff. Oh yeah, I mean that's one of the biggest surgeries.
It's great. Well, I've seen more this year, it seems like, than I have seen in the past few seasons. But Jackson Jobe, the pitcher for the Tigers, is to undergo Tommy John surgery. All these pitchers that we have mentioned that have to get Tommy John surgery, they're basically done for the rest of the season. Their season is done. They won't be able to come back.
Yeah.
Another one is Justin Martinez for the Diamondbacks. He is out for the season with a UCL sprain. The reason why they're saying he's out for the season is that he is to miss at least 12 to 13 months. So that could hurt the Diamondbacks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, the Diamondbacks are, I mean, even as of right now, the D-backs are still kind of having a pretty like they're trying their best to hang around 500 right now since they got a 36 and 34 record, so they're like barely a 500. So it's possible that this does tank them pretty hard, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Some other news, speaking of a team of Anaheim, the Angels have called up their number 1 ranked prospect, Christian Moore. Moore was the 8th overall pick in the 2024 MLB draft, and in the MLB Pipeline's prospect rankings, he was ranked number 56. Now, the Angels are currently fourth in the AL West with a 33 and 37 record, .471 winning percentage. I think that this could, like, if he's as good as advertised, then I think this could definitely help out the Angels.
Oh, yeah.
Who, you know, they're struggling. You can eat a French fry while we're filming. He has like a box of food. You can eat I literally drink Coke.
And I'm drinking a beer.
I know, you're a bad influence on me. I'm 19. I can't drink alcohol. But jokes aside. But yeah, I think this could definitely help out the Angels.
Yep. And to the big news that we were talking about, the little cute news, I guess.
Oh yeah! Say. Oh my God! This is gonna rock the entire MLB.
It will. The Washington Nationals have called up top minor league prospect Bruce the Bat Dog from the AAA Rochester team. Bruce is the organization's leader. That's how they worded it, so I took it. It's a perfect one. But Bruce is the organization's leader in head pats, belly rubs, and good boys.
What are we doing?
Since making his first professional appearance on September 5th, 2024, and just over this weekend, he made his MLB debut.
Look, the Nationals have a 30-41 record and a .423 win percentage, so that's it. I'm calling it right now. The Nationals are winning the second World Series because of this.
I would love to
dog.
That would be stupid.
It's glorious.
It's a smart dog.
It's a good dog. Anyway, so I don't know. I think the dog will win the Sportsball game with the Nationals, but better yet, I think he could be a good quarterback. He would be a great He would be a great quarterback. He'll win the Stanley Cup and get his first win.
Stanley Cup?
This with Charles Barkley. I am the funniest man alive. Because let's go
these puns.
Let's go Sportsball, baby.
Your puns did not work out as
Sportsball, baby.
Get your butt up here.
Don't touch my hat.
I did at the beginning of the episode.
Well, don't do it.
But moving on to a little bit of basketball.
Yep.
Currently, they're in the finals. I believe it is tied 2-2 right now.
Let me look. I actually did watch
it's been quite a bit of it.
Yeah, the 2-2. So I actually watched like a bit of the first half of the Thunder, and I think it was Game 4. Game 3 or so.
Last night?
No, it was something else. It was the one on Wednesday. So I'm gonna say Game 3.
Game 4 was yesterday.
Yeah.
So that would be
Game 3. So I watched a bit of that, and something that even though it was a comeback, the Pacers were having a lot of trouble in that first quarter. They weren't able to get out of their own zone, but they did make that comeback. So good on them. But so starting off with the NBA, there's been a lot of talk about Kevin Durant this offseason, as it is pretty much known that he does not want to be in Phoenix anymore, which makes sense. I've been hearing a lot that he's preferring the Rockets, Heat, and Spurs as his trade destination.
Earlier, they did update and say, I think it was with the Spurs.
Ooh, yeah.
That they're working on a deal to get him to the Spurs. I don't know how that's going to work out. I mean, they've already got a big man in Wemby. So,
big man is putting that lightly.
Yes. I had to think of that. I was like, but yes.
Yeah, bro is huge. But also, I think that could work. Because, I mean, the Spurs are definitely in a zone of we suck a lot right now.
Mm-hmm.
So bringing in a guy like Kevin Durant could definitely help. But I also heard that the Cavaliers were in the running.
Oh, man.
But I did hear from a Cavs fan page that that Cleveland is a definite no on Durant.
Yeah.
And I mean, it makes sense. 'Cause, I mean, we'd probably have, because the Cavs would have to give up a lot.
I was gonna say
for him.
we would have to give up your boy Mobley.
No, dude, come on. We can't give him up. He's just one defensive player of the year.
I know. If the Cavs don't re-sign him.
Yeah, and so I don't think that's a good idea. I mean, it'd be cool because it'd have it'd be some good forward presence, but at the same time, you got to think about what we'd have to give up, and I just don't think that would work out well for the Cavs at all. So, my personal thing is that I think he's going to go to the Spurs. I think that'd help out a lot, especially with guys like Wemby, who has been dealing with injury. I think having KD come in and
who has also shaved his head.
Yeah, that was weird. So I think KD and Wemby together could help, and if they get just a few more pieces, the Spurs could be potentially back to not being horrible.
Hopefully.
But we'll have to see. I mean, I don't think this is going to make them championship contenders, but I mean, I think they'll be okay.
I doubt it. Moving on to a contract extension, the Houston Rockets center Steven Adams has agreed to a 3-year, $39 million contract extension to stay with the franchise. He was a key player in their rotation, and he had a leadership role in the Rockets' playoff run. The new deal keeps a top center out of free agency. Steven Adams played 58 games after missing the 23-24 season and averaged 22.1 minutes in the playoffs in a critical role for a team that was plus 44 with him on the floor versus a minus 44 without. That's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Adams led the NBA in offensive rebounding percentage this season as well. So that is definitely going to help Houston out. I'd say Houston makes another playoff run next year.
Oh, definitely. I mean, this is Steven Adams. He's been a great player for Houston, obviously, and I think that keeping him around is definitely going to be paramount.
Yeah.
Especially since this was a good year for Houston, all things considered. So keeping him around is going to be pretty major, so that they can make it back to the postseason.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that they just probably need a couple more pieces, and I think they could be good, but we'll have to see. What else you got?
Another one, the Nuggets. The Nuggets guard Russell Westbrook has declined a $3.4 million player option for next season and will become a free agent at the end of this month, June 30th.
Wow, that's insane.
Where do you think he's going to go?
I don't know. I mean, can't say I'm sure. I mean, it'd be an interesting. He's definitely gonna have an interesting offseason. There's gonna be a lot of teams probably gunning for him. So I don't have a prediction for him yet, but I keep saying, we're definitely gonna have to see how that goes. I don't have any major predictions. I think he could. I think. This is probably not. I'm probably speaking out of my butt right now, but maybe San Antonio.
That would. Oh my gosh! An OKC Russell Westbrook Kevin Durant reunion.
That would be crazy.
That'd be crazy. Another one that I will talk about, or I will cover, is the bill. Or this was breaking about 10 minutes ago. Bulls are nearing a head coach extension. Chicago is in the process of extending Billy Donovan amid Knicks' interest. Ooh. I will get into the Knicks head coaching a little bit later on.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this huge trade that happened about 6 hours ago as of this recording.
Some giant news. So the Memphis Grizzlies are trading Desmond Bane to the Orlando Magic for Kentavious Caldwell Pope.
Hope.
Yeah, okay, that's right. That Caldwell Pope, Cole Anthony, 4 unprotected first-round picks, and 1 first-round pick swap. Sources tell ESPN. That is.
Oh, that's
some
huge.
major news.
I mean, he must be a really big player if you are trading 2 of your great players from your team and 4 unprotected first-round picks. Like, that's just for me. That's
they're trying to do the Mavericks model of giving away good players for a guy, and then they tank, and then they get first overall pick. That is my belief. But
yep.
I don't know. It's a very interesting move. Who do you think wins in this situation?
Honestly, I think Memphis gets the better end of this.
Yeah,
honestly,
I'm gonna have to agree.
You got KCP going over there, and he hasn't popped off yet, but there will be a time when he does. He just got to find the right team.
Yeah, I mean, Cole Anthony isn't a player to just like brush off either. He's been pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So I think so I'm gonna have to agree that Memphis definitely comes out on top, and that kind of sucks because I really don't like the Grizz, but.
Orlando, by the way, change your logo back.
It doesn't look good. It looks.
If you don't understand what we're talking about, look it up. Just look up Orlando Magic redesign.
They're basically doing this like rebrand to modern, lame-looking things. Like, no, bring back the cool, like the badass Piston logo.
That one was a good one. Boston Celtics star Jaylen Brown underwent arthroscopic surgery on his right knee and is expected to be ready for the 2025-26 training camp.
Ugh.
So that's.
I mean, the Celtics core is already probably going to be dismantled this coming season. So that's probably just going to be icing on the cake.
Speaking of dismantle, let's talk about the Knicks.
What is it with the Knicks and just being terrible? Like what is with this like New York Rangers curse they've had? It's like they've been like a joke.
So if you haven't seen our last episode yet, the latest one that we did last week, the Knicks have let go of Thibodeau, their head coach.
Stupid.
For some odd reason. So recently, just about 5 days ago, so about the 10th. The New York Knicks requested permission to speak to Minnesota Timberwolves coach Chris Finch and Houston Rockets coach Ime Udoka for their head coaching job, but were denied on both. Then, a day after that, the New York Knicks requested permission Wednesday morning to speak to Mavericks coach Jason Kidd, a legend in basketball, and Dallas gave him a firm rejection.
So essentially, they're like, "Hey, can we talk to your coach?"
No.
Just like I was trying to think of a way I could work around saying like certain words, but you know.
That same day, the New York Knicks requested permission to speak with Atlanta Hawks head coach Quinn Snyder, but were firmly denied. So
and it keeps going.
How many are we up to now? At least 5.
At least like 5 coaches,
and then 2 days ago, the 13th, the New York Knicks are playing. They are planning to meet with ex-Memphis Grizzlies coach Taylor Jenkins and former Sacramento Kings coach Mike Brown this week for their head coaching job. They finally got to where they needed to be, so they've now narrowed it down to possibly 2. They've been denied. After it tells you how, it tells you that there's no coaches that want to try and take over the position.
Yeah,
because he did an amazing job. How are you going to follow that up?
Yeah, I mean,
you can't.
That's the thing about being a head coach in a sporting team. You exist for 2 reasons: to be fired and to be fired again. And the thing is I feel like Tom Thibodeau being fired is a major point of showing just the culture of this team. It's like, no matter what, you are the problem, you are the laughingstock, and you are the guy that everybody is going to be annoyed with. So at the end of the day, it makes sense because it's like with the Toronto Maple Leafs, where players don't want to play there because the lights are too bright and because the fan base is too crazy and stuff like that, and there's too much pressure. It kind of makes sense. I mean, like the Knicks are one of the biggest markets for the NBA, and the fans are clinically insane. So like so it kind of and so like coaches know that they're going to be probably like executed by a guillotine in New York if they breathe improperly. So there's a reason why they don't want to. Why they probably wouldn't want to go there. The culture is kind of toxic.
I wouldn't have gone that far, but
you know what I mean. Yeah. You get what I mean. It's like at the end of the day, as good as it is to be a coach, you are walking on eggshells pretty much every day unless you are like. Even when you're the best of the best, like John Cooper, for example, after the Lightning's playoff loss, there was a lot of talk that he might be canned. But let's be honest, that would never happen. And if it does, I'm gonna just cry in my room for the rest of my life. But yeah, not good.
Yep. And now we'll move on to the NFL. The NFL. I will start off with this one. This is going to be crazy. There have been so many different things going on with people staying out of contracts, which I'll cover some of those players. But it's gone crazy now that there have been two different players that have signed for the highest in the NFL. The NFL sack leader, Trey Hendrickson, who plays for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Favorite team.
Yes. Who has not received the new contract he has been looking for, is not attending the Bengals mandatory minicamp. Are you a child? Like, for crying out loud. Don't just say you're not going to go to mandatory camp just because you don't have the contract that you do.
It's ridiculous. Why would you do that?
That's just how it is.
I guess it's the Bengals, and they kind of suck, but like...
Thank you.
I mean, come on, and plus also, they did select a good partner for you in the first round.
They did.
So
they did.
I will
admit that I hate it, but I will admit it. They did choose somebody good.
Yeah, it's like it's really stupid. It is really stupid. So yeah. So we'll have to see what happens. Honestly, like at this point, the Bengals definitely need to keep him around because if they don't, then
their defense is
screwed. It's basically just going to be Joe Burrow trying his best to win with.
I was going to say it's just going to be
Hijinks.
I was going to say it's basically just offense.
Yeah, and I mean, like
he's the core of their defense.
Yeah, I mean, like as a Bucs fan whose defense was pretty mid last season, you definitely need a good. Why are you laughing? Your team's defense wasn't good.
Oh, okay, hold on a minute. Yes, we were.
I'm kidding.
Better than yours.
This guy. Speaking of the Cleveland Clowns, according to Cleveland, the ranking for the Browns quarterbacks at OTAs is number 1, Joe Flacco. Number 2, Shedeur Sanders. How about that?
Bull crap.
Number 3, Dylan Gabriel. And number 4, Kenny Pickett. I almost called him Kevin Pickett.
I'm calling bull on that one.
Apparently, Kenny Pickett is the consensus worst player at OTAs. Now, there's still time. I like to see.
You got mandatory camp coming up.
Let's be honest though, but that is Super Bowl champion Kenny Pickett to you. But I mean,
as a backup,
yeah. And
Joe Flacco has at least won it as a starter.
Yeah. Wait, when did he win it again?
Baltimore.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got it. I forgot who. I forgot.
Power outage.
I forgot who they. Yeah. Like I'm still trying to remember who the hell won it in like 2018.
Rams.
Are you stupid? No, it was Patriots. No, 2018 was the Eagles.
That's why I was joking.
Yeah, you screwed me up. You're screwing me up, Ron. How dare you?
Oh well.
You're just upset because your team can't make the Super Bowl. Oh, Buccaneers.
We'll see.
2-0.
We'll see. We'll see.
2-0.
We'll see.
2-0.
We'll see. We'll see.
Anyway. But yeah, so I mean, it's obvious that Joe Flacco is going to be starting.
He better. If Joe Flacco doesn't start, then I'm gonna riot. If the only person that needs to be starting, that should be a starter, if not Joe Flacco, is Dylan Gabriel, because Shedeur is definitely not that good. He's just showing up. And
although I mean, it is possible that Shedeur does show signs of maturity, because let's be honest.
Hope so.
Because like the pre-draft consensus around Shedeur was that
it was bad. He's hiding in his daddy's shadow.
But we'll have to see, because it is possible that he matures and grows into a better player.
Hope so.
Something tells me that, and who knows, maybe like a couple years down the line, you're gonna have like a Shedeur Sanders jersey and be like, Shedeur is my great king, or some bullcrap.
Nope.
But who cares? It's the.
I wanted to do that with Johnny.
It's the Joe Flacco show.
I wanted to do that with Johnny Manziel, and he screwed himself.
Johnny Football, baby. Absolute legend for the memes.
This is huge news right here for Pittsburgh. They're about to screw themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Steelers standout edge rusher T.J. Watt is also seeking, who is also seeking a new contract, is not attending Pittsburgh's mandatory minicamp. Again, quit being a kid, but buddy, how about you come to your rivals now? That would be unstoppable if T.J. Watt and Miles Garrett.
Yeah, like that.
even
my mom with the $40 million man, and also Mason Graham from the team up north, which I still find funny. I mean, come on.
Yeah, he didn't say it. He didn't say it.
What have I become? I actually forgot who. Oh yeah, I think the Lions actually picked an Ohio boy too.
Okay, yeah. So did Joel.
Yeah. Well, no. I'm not saying. No, I'm saying because Detroit's in Michigan, and so since the Browns selected a
team up north,
selected a Michigan boy, now they have to take their pound of Buckeye flesh. I mean, it's gonna be. I hate this. I hate the Buckeyes as much as the next guy. But I mean, they produce some damn good players.
Another one that may be huge for this upcoming season for
for the Bills.
I gotta make.
Yeah.
Mike isn't here. I'm good.
Here. Uncle Mike ain't here. So
I'm good. But oh god.
Yeah. Oh.
I'll let you cover this one,
good.
So that you get beat. I don't.
Good, because I'm the one that has the Sabre sweater and he doesn't. So. Bills running back James Cook, who has skipped OTAs and been seeking a new contract this offseason, is in attendance for today's mandatory minicamp. Which is hilarious because he's been like, I don't want to play in Buffalo. I don't want to be here. And they're like, well, can you still come to our minicamp? Okay, sure, why not?
So at least he's still going. Unlike the other two that I just covered.
Yeah.
For crying out loud, quit being kids. Be a man like him.
James Cook he's been good for Buffalo.
He's been good. He could be a little bit better than what he was last season.
Yeah.
And that's saying something, not being a Bills fan. But
I mean, you like the Bills.
I mean, I like the Bills. It's fun watching them and having the cheer go on.
Who would you say is like your second team in the NFL? Like besides the Browns, who would you say is like your second favorite? That breathing tells me it's the Chiefs. I'm kidding. I would never
Heck
assume.
no.
I would never assume.
Heck no. I would have to say the Bills are my next best or my next option. It's not because I'm trying to jump on the bandwagons, because it's kind of integrated a little bit.
Yeah. And also Josh Allen.
If you don't root for him here, which it's going to be trouble for both of us coming up this next season. If either of our teams win, and I'm saying if because anything could happen. I think both our teams are underdogs versus the Bills.
Oh,
but
definitely.
If any of our teams win, we're going to be running out that door to make sure we don't get...
our heads are going to become like cups. It's like that bit in like Indiana Jones. I think in Indiana Jones Temple of Doom where they have the skull cups and inside there's like monkey brains. That's gonna be us. But I mean, honestly, I feel like it's gonna be weird because I'm gonna be wearing my Mayfield jersey more than definitely, and my parents are probably gonna come in here with the All-Star and John Lynch jerseys, and and I'm just gonna be sitting like, can I do the chant? No.
I'm not doing the chant, and I need somebody else to do it. So hopefully, my mom will help me out with that one.
I'll still say it because I mean. Why not? Why wouldn't I do that?
But a signing that has happened, the Cardinals signed their number 16 overall pick, Walter Nolan, to a 4-year, $19.3 million deal that includes $10.7 million signing bonus. So technically, he's making about 30,000 or 30 million. Let's see. Wow.
Wow.
Okay, then.
And that's one of the perks of being selected in the first round. Like, even if you bust, you still have a lot.
Oh, yeah.
You're still getting paid the big bucks. So,
oh, yeah.
Walter Nolan, he's definitely got a lot of upside to him, and the Cardinals definitely needed some defensive help after last year.
Please,
so,
yes.
So I think it's a good move. I don't really have a big issue with the Cardinals. I don't like them, but I also don't think they're bad. So It's very possible that Walter Nolan plays very well. So we'll have to see. Some other news. Speaking of the Buffalo Bills, they have signed former Panthers linebacker Shaq Thompson, not to be confused with Shaquille O'Neal because he's not tall and huge and instantly recognizable on the street, to a 1-year contract.
That's going to help him in the defense.
Oh, definitely. Shaq was. I'm just going to call him Thompson because calling him Shaq, I'm just going to think about.
It's going to throw us off.
I'm just going to be like, Shaquille O'Neal. I can't do the voice. But I used to actually do a pretty good Shaq impression a few years ago, but beside the point. So I think this is definitely going to help. The Bills definitely needed some help at linebacker this past season. So I think this is a great move. This is definitely going to amp up their defense because they're still going to be looking for revenge after last year's playoff heartbreak, and then the year before, and the year before.
You better stop there. You better stop there before.
Mike isn't here. I'm going to live. And the year before. So, continuing on before I get brutally murdered.
Yeah.
The Minnesota Vikings are also making some moves. They have signed tight end Josh Oliver to a 3-year extension for $23.25 million with a max value of $27.5 million. I forgot. I lost where I was because including $11.9 million in new guarantees and $19.9 million in total guarantees.
What in the we chose the wrong
because he's good at catching footballs
and blocking.
I'm good at catching footballs in the backyard ish.
Yeah, tried to catch one coming out of.
Look at me. I'm 5'8" and built like this. I can't play in the NFL.
Jeez, but that is a huge move.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
I'm gonna say it's worth it. I'm gonna go on a limb and say that it's probably gonna be worth it.
Hopefully, it gets them to the playoffs again.
Yeah. Honestly, because I don't have a problem with the Vikings either. I honestly like them.
Yeah.
I've heard that a lot of Vikings fans are just the chillest guys. Because I think my dad had season tickets to the Bucs. I think they're in the 90s. And apparently, in his experience, Vikings and Packers fans are the chillest people ever. They are really cool. And especially if you're Minnesota, because let's be honest, they have not had much to show for.
Yeah, but
sorry.
Former Chargers running back and former Ohio State Buckeye running back, J.K. Dobbins, he has signed a 1-year deal with Denver.
Oh.
Denver now is expected to rely heavily on 2 running backs new to its offense, which is veteran J.K. Dobbins and rookie R.J. Harvey, who they picked up in the draft.
So we just have 2-letter first names now.
Okay.
J.K. Dobbins. It's Jake. I just hear J.K. and I immediately think of J.K. Simmons.
Jeez, that's a throw. That's a throwback. Golly.
Spider-Man. That's right. Whatever. I've been reading a bit more comics, a lot more comics lately, and now whenever I see J.K. whenever I see J. Jonah Jameson, I just immediately think of J.K. Simmons crashing out. It's glorious. It's glorious, I say. So some big news coming out of New England. The New England Patriots are going to be unveiling a Tom Brady statue on August 8th.
Statue? Why?
A statue versus the Commander. I'm sorry, what did you just say?
Why?
Why? He's the greatest player in franchise history and probably the greatest player in NFL history. Why would you not give him a statue? This man, That's
Who?
like getting annoyed with
What
the,
other?
That's
What
like
other
getting
football?
that's like getting annoyed with the Oilers for giving Gretzky a statue.
What? Okay, that is understandable. For him, Deflategate.
Okay, and he's still like a freaking million-time Super Bowl champion. Still has all them records. Is a Buccaneers legend. It's okay. We have a Leroy Selman statue. I saw it when I was in Tampa. I like Leroy Selman. He was cool. What?
Legendary pole of Leroy Selman.
But the other thing is, they're unveiling it during a preseason game.
Yeah, but I mean, you want to unveil that baby as soon as possible because, and ironically, it's against the Commanders, a team that knows all too well about terrible statues. Because that Sean Taylor statue that they released was absolutely humiliating.
Could have done better.
Bro, you literally could, like, a freaking 12-year-old with Legos could have done better. I mean, that just goes to show how bad the Dan Snyder era was. But with all this, but like, since they're also reaching that new stadium deal, I have heard that they're going to be giving Sean Taylor an actual statue, which, yes, we need a good Sean Taylor statue because he was a hell of a player taken from us way too soon. But back to Tom Brady, I am very excited to see what they do here. Maybe they should. Maybe they should include a certain jersey on there. I know it's New England, but give him his Bucks jersey because he's the most legendary when he played for us and won a Super Bowl against Kermit. Let's go Bucks! I'm too chill. Okay. Buccaneers legend.
But I will say, there is rumors the Native American tribe that had on the Redskins. Speaking of the,
They want it back.
They did win it back, so they may be bringing that back. But there's also in the baseball world, I should say this, also in the baseball world, there is rumors that the Indians might be coming back.
Ooh, that'd be kind of
Please.
And I called them the Spiders because that'd be cool for the city. That'd be dope for the city.
I wouldn't mind the Spiders because that's what I thought they were going to originally.
Plus Donovan Mitchell.
Exactly, but
because they're the good team.
I wouldn't care. I wouldn't feel so embarrassed if we had a different name. Then
I mean, hey, you know what? Baseball is something that you don't have to be embarrassed about in that city. And baseball. And also
basketball?
I think yeah, that's what I meant. Basketball. I said baseball twice, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
I'm stupid. And also, AHL hockey, I think. Because the Monsters play in the same arena.
They do. They did great.
They play in the same arena as the Cavs, right? Right. Yeah. Because when we went there, I went to that team shop.
Yes, you did.
Got a hockey puck.
Former Bengals linebacker Jermaine Pratt is signing a one-year deal with the Las Vegas Raiders. Ooh. So another hit to the defense right now.
Yeah, the Bengals are falling apart.
But they did pick up a good signing.
Oh, yeah.
Cincinnati's unsigned first-round draft pick, Shamar Stewart, now has left. Oh. Oops. Wrong way around. This is another hurt for them. Has left mandatory minicamp per sources. Stewart had been attending team activities, but without a signed contract and with the Bengals asking for certain clauses, no longer.
Yeah.
You are screwing yourself by the minute, Cincinnati. This is why Ohio people don't like you.
Yeah, I mean, it's at this point, Joe Burrow's probably he's. I'm just gonna say he is probably not going to be in that city much longer.
Yep. Huge news in the NFL in general, mainly in the head office. Brian Roloff, a highly respected longtime NFL executive who some considered as the potential successor to NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, is leaving his post as the league's EVP to become PGA Tour CEO.
Wow.
Now, Roloff has spent 22 years with the NFL, and Goodell sent a memo today 3 days ago, so the 12th, sent a memo to all team executives and presidents to notify them of Roloff's departure.
That's insane. I mean, he's going to be hitting the golf course with the Cowboys and the Leafs and all them. That's crazy. But yeah, I mean, huge. I mean, kind of sucks, but I mean, hey, at least we're gonna be able to boo Goodell more when he goes up to the podium, especially in this year's draft when he went up there and everybody was booing him and he just chuckled and went, "Come on!"
But here is some good news in the Colts head office.
Oh yeah,
I'll let you do this one since you covered that last one.
So the Indianapolis Colts announced the transition of team ownership from late owner and CEO Jim Irsay, God rest his soul, to his 3 daughters. With the transition, Kaylin Jackson, Casey Foyt, and Carly Irsay Gordon will assume new roles and titles effective immediately. Jackson will become owner and chief brand officer, as well as president of the Indianapolis Colts Foundation. Foyt will become owner and executive vice president, and Irsay Gordon will become owner and CEO, the team announced.
So, as it's like, that is great to hear.
Yeah.
There was one of them, and I can't remember, it was one of the daughters, was on the field with a headset.
I remember
and
that.
And people were wondering why she was doing that. And she had a very good reason, saying that she needed to know what they are needing, all that kind of stuff. So it's great to see that there's an actual, like, 1/3 of the owner actually being down there to help out with that. And hopefully, Indianapolis Colts, y'all get some great players.
Yeah.
I would love to see you guys succeed just like you did in the Peyton Manning era.
With this guy, you might have heard of him. His name was Joe Flackman. Is that what his name was?
He didn't really succeed as much as Peyton Manning did.
I'm trying to compliment your team.
I mean, yes, but
yeah, I mean Peyton Manning. I wonder where Peyton Manning originated from.
eh.
But yeah, so I think so. I'm hoping
great
that,
transition.
and if this happens well, this could definitely break like this kind of curse that's been going on with owners of their kids not caring about the not caring about the scoreline or anything like that. They just care about the bottom line, because that happens a lot where their parents die and then they get in and they're just like, I don't care about this team. I'm only in it for the money. But it seems like these 3 women are definitely going to be into it for actually running a competent sports franchise. So, all props to them. Good luck in this venture, because owning a sports team ain't easy. So, I think this is going to work out well. And now let's get into the NHL, because the playoffs are really starting to ramp up, especially now as of this recording on June 15th. The Florida Panthers have taken a 3-2 series lead. Kill me, please. I hate this final. So, Ron, why don't you kick things off for us?
So speaking of one of the players from Edmonton being in the finals and everything, Jake Wallman was fined $10,000 for 2 separate incidents in Game 3.
Yeah.
He was fined $5,000 for roughing Matthew Tkachuk in Game 3. And he was also fined an additional $5,000 for unsportsmanlike conduct involving Florida's bench, which, if you don't know the incident, he took a water bottle and squirted it right at the bench. That's an automatic unsportsmanlike conduct. So,
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, if you guys watched Game 3, it was a freaking madhouse. Like, every other minute there were giant line brawls. And
he actually did it 3 times. I thought he did it once. He did it 3
crap
times.
kicked out of him. It was not kicked, more like punch, but it was a crazy game. There was a lot of violence. I love it. I love me some violent hockey. So continuing on, speaking of the Panthers, it has been reported that that first overall pick in the 2014 NHL draft and an alternate captain for the Florida Panthers, Aaron Ekblad, will likely test the open market this summer. Now, I don't like Ekblad, especially after that extremely dirty hit that he put on Brandon Hagel that left him very concussed. I mean, it's pretty bad, but
if you look it up, just beware.
I think it's definitely gonna be. There are going to be a lot of teams that are going to be putting up some money for him, because Ekblad's a pretty good blue liner.
Could you see Tampa Bay doing it?
Don't ever joke about that again, or I will strangle you.
No. I'm not joking. I'm seriously asking, do you think Tampa Bay would take it?
Absolutely not. Here's the thing.
Why is that?
As good as he is, there are 3 major reasons. First of all, that would be a bad idea for team chemistry, because, especially with guys like him and Hagel, those two hate each other, like, a lot, especially after that hit. So it would be like putting it would be like putting Marty McSorley and Donald Brashear on the same team. That just wouldn't that would not match well.
Touche.
And second of all, we don't really need another major defenseman, in my opinion. Like, we need a good one, but I don't think we need like a big defensive superstar like him. We need to do better on our third line because Perbix and Lilleberg kind of suck. But we did. But Perbix is probably gone. We re-signed Crozer, who was okay. So maybe we could see better in our blue liners. And third, with what cap? That's the thing I'm worried about. We'll talk about this later because I did hear something else. But I just don't. But like, we don't really have a lot of cap space left, especially after re-signing Gord. And we're already probably, and also re-signing Crozer, and I don't think we're even getting Isaac Howard, but that makes sense because he's a freaking prima donna. So we'll have to see. I do not think he's coming to Tampa Bay, though, because that would just be a stupid idea. But where do you think he would, do you think your Blue Jackets would take him?
I could see it, but at the same time, I don't think they will. I don't think the Blue Jackets could go with it because we've already got a strong line, just how we did, and you saw it during Detroit against the Detroit game in Stadium Series.
Yeah, I was about to say in Detroit. We didn't go to Detroit.
I meant against Detroit.
I'd love to go to.
But you saw we were able to do good. We don't really need another. We don't need another defenseman as much as it could help out, but we could see how it goes from there. If he does sign, then we're going to have to give up somebody huge, and I really don't want to lose Werenski.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely not. I mean, especially looking at Columbus's defense, guys like, Provorov's been doing pretty well for you guys.
Yep.
And Werenski, that's all I need to say. And your team is and you have a pretty young team, and they have a lot of potential.
Columbus has a potential to make it. We should have made it this year, but we choked.
Yeah, pretty heavily.
I wouldn't say heavily. We had it near the end. It's just we needed Montreal to lose.
Yeah,
and they didn't.
All we can say is that
we would have had a rematch of 2020 between Tampa Bay and Columbus.
Yeah, probably. You guys would have been facing Washington, but whatever.
Either way, I would rather face y'all.
Either way, we can. But it's still clear that Johnny should still be playing.
Yes, but this is huge. Ron Burkle, Mario Lemieux, and David Morehouse are investing the possibility of buying back the Penguins from Fenway Sports, and that is per sources. We don't know specifically anything on that. That is huge, and hopefully it makes the team a little bit better.
Le Magnifique was a great owner for the Penguins. He helped them. When he owned them, they won championships. And Fenway Sports did nothing for the Penguins. So if Mario gets back in the executive office, oh my god!
Please.
If he comes back,
as much as I don't like
the Penguins are going to be back. And honestly, if they do, Kyle Dubas is cooked because he has really not made good moves. Carlson hasn't been good. Chris Letang's basically been like, no, I can still play, buddy. You are practically dying on this team. And the Crosby trade rumors have been going on for a while. It really just feels like this team is falling apart at the seams, especially with how bad their season's been. So it's very possible. So if Mario gets back, then I definitely think that they're going to be. I definitely think that it could be an upside because Pittsburgh. Let's be honest, man. They don't want to be in the basement for much longer. So some other big. Speaking of Mario Lemieux, in the Cup Finals, Brad Marchand has joined a very interesting club here of being the only players in NHL history with more than 5 goals in multiple Cup Finals.
Oh, wow.
Brad Marchand, the fact that he's the only other player besides Mario Lemieux, that is extremely rare company. That is good company to be in. It makes sense because Marchand he's been insane with this squad. Him going to Florida honestly worked out a lot better than I think a lot of us.
I think what everybody thought.
Yeah, and Brad Marchand is also he is tied in 8th place with the most cup final points in the salary cap era,
Oh, boy.
minimum 11 games played, with the number 1 spot being tied between Marian Hossa, Sidney Crosby, and Nikita Kucherov of your Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah.
Then tied at 4th is Corey Perry. I'm pretty sure a lot of his were from all the teams that he played.
The
But I also
Mighty
think
Ducks of Anaheim.
Of Anaheim. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I got you before
There
you
you go. Also, he's tied, and Perry is tied with Malkin and Hedman from your Tampa Bay Lightning at 14.
Mm-hmm.
Then at 7th place, it's a weird list. Connor McDavid has 16.
He's about to get up there. He's about to
Tied for 8th. I don't know why, but whatever. Just move on. Patrick Kane and Brad Marchand are both tied for 16 in the Cup Finals. And at number 10,
How is
Andre Palat with 15. That's crazy to me.
How is it not a three-way tie between 7th?
Probably because McDavid will... Yeah, probably because McDavid.
I was gonna say because the series is currently going on and we don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy that Palat is up there over guys like Reinhart and all that. But I mean, if you guys never seen Andre Palat's like legendary seasons, then you have missed out because Palat is he was something special in Tampa. I know he's not that good in New Jersey, but my king, I miss you. So moving on, some giant news coming out of New York City.
It is absolutely the biggest trade I have seen for a while since the Brad Marchand trade. Chris Kreider is going to Anaheim.
As the Ducks of Anaheim.
The Mighty Ducks of Anaheim.
They're just the Anaheim Ducks.
But he is going there as well as Anaheim receives a 2025 4th-round pick, and the New York Rangers receive Kerry Terrence,
prospect,
and a 2025 3rd-round pick via Toronto. That is huge. Anaheim just gained a great player. New York, you might have just screwed yourself unless this prospect does very well.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say this was actually a good move by New York.
Really?
So here's my thing with Kreider.
Uh-oh.
Even though he's their longest tenured player, it was time for him to go. I mean, he really wasn't... He had a really bad season this year with New York. He only potted 8 assists in the entire season. He only had 30 points. He almost had he had more penalty minutes than he did goals this year. Which, I mean, it's kind of not saying much. But, I mean,
yeah.
He wasn't good. It was a bad season for Kreider, and they just had, and they didn't have that much cap space with, guys like Cooley and Miller as RFAs, so... As much as it hurts, as much as it's kind of sad to see him leave, because I actually do kind of like the Rangers, which is why I have this.
Yager!
Yager, yes. Jaromir Yager, I love him. But yeah, so it does kind of suck, but at the end of the day, it had to happen. It really had to happen. So in this past season, Chris Kreider, who was selected 19th overall in the 2009 entry draft by the New York Rangers, in 68 games, scored 22 goals, 8 assists, 30 points, and had 24 penalty minutes. So definitely a down season for him. It was just a down season for all the Rangers except for Breadman. So
I can see.
I think this is an okay move by Anaheim. I mean, he's going to be reuniting with guys like Trouba and Strome, and that could probably help him a lot. And I mean, it was a really bad season for Anaheim per usual.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to get worse now that they've got Kreider?
I mean, it's possible, but at the same time, Anaheim definitely has a lot more hope for themselves, because now they have Joel Quenneville as coach, which, while I still do not respect him at all for all the stuff that happened in Chicago, they did their due diligence, and they talked with Kyle Beach, so I'm going to trust their judgment. But if this messes up, then I'm just going to assume they're cursed. But, and he's very good at taking bottom-feeding teams and bringing them back up. So this could probably work out well. And they do have a lot of intriguing prospects, like Pavel Mintyukov's doing well. Jackson Lacombe looks amazing at the blue line. So we're going to have to see. I think this could work.
It could. Moving on to quite a bit of awards that are going on. So Cale Makar, I believe is how you say his name.
Cale Makar
has won the James Norris Memorial Trophy. Owen, would you like to explain what that entails or what it covers?
The Norris Trophy is essentially the trophy given to the best NHL defenseman.
And there was no doubt on that one.
And this
honestly.
is absolutely. I mean, Cale Makar, he's arguably one of, if not the best, defenseman in the league. This is his second Norris Trophy, and crazy thing, he's only 26 years old. That is insane to me. So I think he's definitely deserving of this trophy. I don't know who you take over him, but speaking of defensemen, another big award was given as Lane Hudson,
I forgot about that one.
young defenseman for the Montreal Canadiens, has won the Calder Memorial Trophy, which is a trophy given to the best rookie.
There you go.
I think this makes sense. It was a very, very tough year to figure out who it was going to go to, because it was either between Hudson or Celebrini or Dustin Wolf. I feel like we talked about this already.
We might have.
Yeah, but who cares? But I mean, makes sense. He had a hell of a season.
Oh yeah,
and stuff like that.
Another great player. Okay. Another great player. This one is a double award winner. Connor Hellebuck is the winner of the Hart Memorial Trophy and the Vezina Trophy. Vezina. Whatever. Vezina Trophy. I believe one of them goes to, is it the great goaltender? And then one is the most saves?
The Vezina Trophy is given to the best goaltender.
Okay.
And the Hart Memorial Trophy is given to the player that is deemed like the most, he's basically the MVP, the most valuable player. And think Kucherov got robbed twice in a row, but I mean, it's hard not to think, it's hard not to give it to Hellebuck. I mean, he was such an incredible goaltender this year. I still think it should have gone to Kuch, but I'm biased. And I mean, Vezina, it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense. This is his third career Vezina, and sure, guys like Vasi and Thompson were definitely in the running. I still think Vasi should have won, but I mean,
we'll see.
But Hellebuck was on a completely different level, and
yes.
He's honestly lucky that they don't count it for regular. That they only count it for regular season and not playoffs, because Hellebuck is not very good in the playoffs. He's kind of like the Leafs.
But as we look at the voting results, the other people that were a part of the Vezina Trophy, or that were in the running for the Vezina Trophy, was Andrei Vasilevsky.
The big cat.
Darcy Kemper
of the Los Angeles Kings. He had a hell of a revival season after some pretty bad. He had some rough goings with Washington. Basically, every season after his Cup win in 2022 was pretty bad. I mean, he wasn't like the worst goaltender ever, but he was definitely pretty mid, like especially after his great play. At number 4 was Logan Thompson. He was a beast, and he was a beast. He was good in Washington. And then at number 5, Anthony Stolarz of the Maple Leafs, another just great goaltender. The tandem of him and Wall were great for the Leafs, and I will say this as many times as I need to. The goaltending in Toronto was nowhere close to the reason why they lost. Hell, they were like the only players that seemed to show up consistently. Like, wow, they were good. And
so the others in the Hart Memorial Trophy, obviously Hellebuck won it. Then you have Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious.
Listen to how close this was. Hellebuck had 1,346 points. Draisaitl had 1,209. Wow. It was that close. 81 votes went to first place for Hellebuck, and only 53 went to Draisaitl. Right behind them in third, Nikita Kucherov had 973. Beating out number 4 by 1 point with 972 is Nathan.
Wow.
He beat out Nathan McKinnon. And in fifth,
Jack Eichel.
by
over 8. I think like about like
7
I think a little over 700.
822.
Yeah.
That's a big difference right there. So it tells you you might not have
Jack Eichel was good, but
He was good, but I don't know if he
not-
was up
he,
there
Yeah,
for
he
that.
was not. He was not on that upper level.
But also, they have released the NHL.
Oh wait, I have a couple other.
Ooh, go ahead.
had
Sorry,
one
I
more.
didn't
So-
realize that.
No, you're good. You're good.
I forgot there
meant
was
to do
one
that.
more. Yeah.
So there's one more. The Lady Byng Memorial Trophy. This is given to the player that has exhibited the most sportsmanship and gentlemanly conduct with a high standard of playing ability, aka just not being a jerk and not getting
into
penalty
fights.
minutes. And it is, of course, his third career, Anze Kopitar of the Los
I
Angeles
can't-
Kings. I mean, Kopitar, man.
Is there anything to say? Is
No,
there anything
not really.
to
I mean-
really talk about?
I mean,
He
I
deserves
mean, Anze Kopitar, he's such a great player, such a likable guy. I mean, I've already talked about that. I think he's a great player. Also, I actually read Wayne Gretzky released a book about a bunch of stories of the hockey league, and it talked about some of the stories behind the trophies. And I read the Lady Byng one, and apparently I think she was some. I don't remember exactly who she was, but she was some wealthy person, and she went to a hockey game, and she was like, Jesus Christ, because there was all kinds of bloody fights. People were
Just
throwing food and coins and garbage all
Just
over the
like
ice.
how-
She was
just like
you
how-
guys need to calm the hell down.
Just like how Russia quit because they weren't expecting the Philadelphia Flyers. to
yeah,
absolutely destroy.
or just Toronto whenever they lose, they
Yep.
just completely cover the ice in sweaters and food and soft drinks and whatnot.
But off of that, sticking with the awards, the all-rookie team has been announced. We'll go back and forth. There are 3 forwards, 2 defensemen, and then 1 goaltender. From the San Jose Sharks at forward is Macklin Celebrini.
Makes a lot of sense. Great player. So first overall, just he was a
Yes.
monster out there.
From the mighty... No, I'm not going to do that again.
From the hockey team of Anaheim, Cutter Gauthier.
Please.
Now, honestly, my man went through a lot after he basically said, I don't want to play in Philly, and people were threatening him. It sucks, but he played really well in Anaheim. He had a good season. Then speaking of the Flyers, the right wing, Matvei Mishkov, he was a monster
great.
in Philly, and even though they suck, they definitely have hope with him in there.
At one defensive
yeah.
spot, I'll let you cover the first one. I'll get the second one.
So-
You know who I want to cover.
Yeah, so starting with the first defenseman, Lane Hudson of the Montreal Canadiens. Again, he was a great defenseman. Montreal is embracing this kid. They love this guy. Makes sense. He's so damn good.
And from your Columbus Blue Jackets, the second defenseman, Denton Matichuk. Matichuk? I've heard his name so many
You're a
times.
Blue Jackets fan. You should know how to say it now.
I keep forgetting. There's too many to go off of.
That's fair.
But Matichuk is the other defenseman. And at goaltender from the Calgary Flames,
Dustin Wolf.
understandable.
I mean, he was definitely in there with the Calder rankings. I mean, he was so good. Definitely I would definitely say he was the best player on the Flames this year. He almost got them to a spot, but unfortunately they just couldn't get in position to kill off their opponent. So who knows? He's definitely the future. So
moving on.
Yeah, so now we're moving on to the first All-Star team.
Well, actually, do we want to cover the second one first?
Yeah, we
The
can
first-
cover the second one
I was going to
first.
say second team is obviously just a step lower. They were just as good. This one is dominated by a certain teams, which it's crazy. I'm going to cover center, right wing, and one of the defensemen. I'll let him cover the rest of them.
talk about. Let's see who
So,
we got on the team.
At center, this was undoubtedly for second team. You could not deny this. From the Edmonton Oilers is Leon Draisaitl. For right wing, from the Boston Bruins, you could almost argue this, maybe not.
Yeah.
From the Boston Bruins is David Pastrnak.
And that's no diss against Boston.
No, he's great.
He's an
He just-
amazing defenseman. He's a great winger, but with
Could
how
be
bad the Bruins were last season
I'm
and how much
surprised
he was trying to carry, and I would say that there are some players that could have been better.
Yes.
But yeah, I'll give it to him because It's Pasternak. It's Pasternak.
And this one as well at one of the defensive positions.
A team that the Bruins beat in 2011.
The Vancouver Canucks is Quinn Hughes. That one I would say is kind of the same as Pasternak. I don't know. He's better than Pasternak. I don't know if he could have been better, in my opinion.
I don't think Hughes was bad. It's kind of the same with Pasternak, where like he was amazing, but the rest of the team around him was god awful.
Yes.
So covering the rest, because these are all players from the Lightning of Tampa. That just
doesn't ring.
Yeah,
it does not.
From your Tampa Bay Lightning.
Please don't do that again.
So at left wing, this caused a bit of a stir in the comments.
Oh yes, it
Brandon
did.
Hagel at left wing. Now, people were like, "Oh my god, this doesn't make sense. Oh my god, why is Hagel?" It's like Hagel was amazing. I don't know what kind of crack you're smoking.
He's not first team.
He's not first team, but he's amazing. I mean, 35 goals, 55 assists, and 90 points. 90 points.
It's
I mean,
crazy.
Brandon Hagel, arguably one of the most underrated players in the league. Chicago is definitely still kicking themselves over the fact that they traded him away for.
Watch them. They're gonna
for some string cheese.
I'm gonna laugh if they try to pitch some trades for him.
Honestly, I'm surprised they haven't already.
They may do it. You never know.
Yeah, also, if they try to trade us Connor Bedard, I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna be like, no, you can keep Connor Bedard. We want to keep our glorious bagel. So, continuing on. I swear, if I get to go to the Stadium Series, I'm just gonna bring a bagel and I'm gonna be like,
Hagel,
eat it. Enjoy this bagel.
Hagel eating a bagel.
We need to get an out of context video made. We say weird things. So then the defenseman for this team, the big Swede, Victor Hedman. Now, I'll be honest, this kind of surprised me, but
yeah, how do you think I felt?
Hedman is an amazing defenseman. He had a pretty good season, and this is the first season as the captain, especially since Stamkos left.
Okay.
So continuing on, the second goaltender, Andre Vasilevsky.
Second goaltender?
Yeah, because
second all-star
goaltender.
There you go.
Andre Vasilevsky. Now, this was a great season for Vasilevsky, all things considered. I mean, last year he did kind of, like, people were saying, oh, he fell off. He's not good anymore. And it's like he had to deal with back issues. So I'm glad to see that Vasi is back. I mean, after that back surgery that he had last year, he definitely wasn't the same, but this year he did way better. Struggled in the postseason, but you can argue it's because the defense in front of him sucked chunks, but whatever. So I definitely like how Vasi did a lot better in that game. I mean, in this regular season. So
moving on to
the
first all-star team, we're going to cover the four that are not. This time it is now split. We both have a player in the first team. So on the first team,
how about that? Look at us being good.
On the first team, at left wing is Kyle Connor from the Winnipeg Jets. Anything to say?
I mean, not really. I mean, he had himself a wonderful, wonderful season. I mean, with 41 goals, 56 assists, and 97 points. I mean, like, Kyle Connor is an amazing forward. I would honestly say he's pretty underrated comparatively, but I mean, he did a great job. Even though the President's Trophy curse stays alive.
And there's
Thanks, you owe me a Coke.
And there's two Avalanche players that have been selected, one at center and one at defense.
You can probably guess who they are.
Center is, well, I'll let you cover the center.
Nathan McKinnon is the number one center. He potted 32 goals, 84 assists, and 116 points.
Yep.
Wow. I mean, he's a great. I mean, it makes sense as to why he got this. Just he's been one of the most dominant players in the league for the past years. I mean, I'm just gonna say this: imagine McKinnon and Kucherov on the same team. Jeez, I'm like that's crying.
That's a little
that would be insane.
That's a little foreshadowing, and you will see why. At defense from also the Colorado Avalanche.
Colorado?
Shut up. is the award winner, Cale Makar.
The Avalanche of Colorado.
Shut up. He has 30 goals, 62 assists, and 92 points just behind McKinnon, which is absolutely crazy. Moving on to the double award winner. There is no doubt that this guy should have been first team All-Star. There's no doubt. Connor Hellebuck.
Holobeck?
Shut up. Connor
Hey, you give me
Hellebuck.
crap for mispronouncing.
I know. Connor Hellebuck from the Winnipeg Jets. Is there anything to say? It's
No.
just like Nathan McKinnon. There's nothing to say. You can't say anything about it. He has done such an amazing job.
Yeah.
He definitely deserves it. I will let you start off with your
Moving on,
player.
at right wing, Nikita Kucherov.
But
I mean,
that's why I
Kuch
said.
is so amazing.
That's why I said subtle foreshadowing.
Not so.
Yes.
We here at the Let's Go Sportsball podcast have we're about as subtle as a bag of hammers, and so Nikita Kucherov in 78 games played had 37 goals, 84 assists, and 121 points. My man, great player, all around just dominant season. Sucks that he sucks in the postseason, but Art Ross curse what would. So
It happens.
So the last player to make the All-Star team
Is from your Columbus Blue Jackets is Zach Werenski at the defensive position. He has done amazing this year. Arguably the best player on the Columbus Blue Jackets this season.
Hold on. How dare you say that when Jordan Harris still exists? Anyway,
Oh my gosh.
but yeah, I mean, Zach
But
Werenski got
23 goals. I was gonna say.
Oh, okay, yeah, I didn't know
Has
what we were doing.
23 goals, 59 assists, and 82 points. There is no doubt.
In 81 games played.
In 81 games. There is no doubt. I mean, he's the best player on the Columbus Blue Jackets. If Columbus Blue Jackets get rid of him in the free agency, I'm going to lose it.
Oh no, they're definitely
They better keep him.
They better
keep him. Best defense. I could be biased and say he's defensive. He's the best defensive man in the season, but I know he's not. There are
Yeah.
other players that are better.
He's
Hopefully
great,
he'll get
but
up there.
Makar.
Hopefully he'll get up there a little bit better. But I don't think there's really.
Oh no, I still have a few things.
Oh boy.
Dude, of course I have a lot of stuff. So there's buzz around the NHL that Ivan Barbashev is out of his way of Vegas, and that's going to be a big loss because Barbashev he's a beast.
Vegas,
I mean,
you're about to go downhill.
Yeah,
if it happens.
Maybe. He's probably on the move from Vegas, and one of the teams that has been linked to him is a team that is notoriously bad for free agents, the Carolina Hurricanes.
What?
They make a lot of giant moves, and 9 times out of 10 they suck.
Please,
I mean Taylor.
Carolina.
I mean Taylor Hall's been okay.
Take what you
Yeah.
have right now. You have gotten, I think, furthest since they made it to the finals for a while, isn't it?
Yeah, because they won a game in the Eastern Conference Finals for once.
It's
I didn't know they could do that
this
either.
This is the first, you've made it for the first time in a while. Don't ruin this now. Stay where you're at. And this is coming from a Blue Jackets fan. They could do better, but
Still definitely do better.
I mean, they can still do better, but you see what I'm saying. They have done so well. I mean, it's just.
I've also been hearing that Ottawa's in the running, and I think that could definitely be interesting because, I mean, here's the thing about Ottawa.
Does Ottawa really need any more support?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they definitely do. I mean, the Senators had a good season, but there's still a lot that they need to keep going forward, and it's possible that Claude Giroux could be out of there.
Oh,
So that's what I've been hearing. But speaking of big rumors, I recently heard that coming back to Jonathan Toews from a little while ago, I've been hearing there's been a rumor that he might be interested, or that the Lightning might be interested in him. I don't know about that. Here's the thing. As much as I respect Toews.
Yes. I will say this. I'm just going to put this out there. I think it could help y'all a little bit. I don't think it would be a major push, but I think it could help y'all a little bit in the run.
I agree because one thing that I've been concerned about is depth scoring. But here's my thing. I have two major issues with this. First of all, there is no guarantee that Toews is going to be good when he comes back. he's been out of the league for a few years. He dealt with a lot of injuries, and also like he kind of had the same thing with Stamkos, where he played in the same system for a while with guys like Kane and Keith and Sod and all them. Like and Hossa, so there's no guarantee that he's going to be as good as he. There's a dog. There's no guarantee that he's going to be as good as he was in Chicago. And that's a high bar considering how good he was.
Yeah, you can't beat Chicago Taves.
Well, you kind of can.
You can, but at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, Tampa couldn't, so sad.
Thank you.
But and the second thing is, with what cap? Like I mentioned earlier, the Lightning don't have a lot of cap room. So, as much as it sucks to say, I just don't see how that would work. I mean,
restructure some of your contracts a little bit. I understand you need like those big players. Whoa.
We got some giant news just now, and this is in baseball, but let me finish first.
Yes.
So it'd be cool, and I mean, if you took a cap-friendly deal, that'd be interesting, but I feel like we need just a little more help in other areas instead of just, like, forward depth. Like, I mean, forward depth's definitely important, but I don't know. What do I know? I just work here. So some giant news for baseball.
This is to end the episode, and
I still have stuff.
But this is still, you got a whole bunch of stuff. I keep forgetting.
I always do.
But this is out of baseball. The San Francisco Giants are acquiring all-star slugger Rafael Devers from the Boston Red Sox. Sources confirmed to ESPN. An out-of-nowhere blockbuster deal.
Wow.
Boston is getting right-handed pitcher Jordan Hicks and more. I don't know the updates. We will update you on the next episode once it happens. But this is a huge blockbuster. That is going to help out San Francisco in the long run. There is no doubt about that.
Wow, that's wild, man. That is wild. Yeah, I mean that's
Boston, you just hurt yourself very badly. Yes, you got the number one prospect, but you just hurt yourself pretty badly in the hitting spots.
So anyway,
how can you top that right now?
So anyway, talking about Mitch Marner, speaking of players screwing themselves, Mitch Marner it is official. He's not returning to Toronto, which makes sense. He's gone in good riddance in a way.
The question now is, where is he going to go to? I have asked Owen this, and he's also asked me. I don't think he is going to go to Columbus. I don't think he's going to Tampa Bay.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely not going to Tampa Bay.
He's definitely not going to Tampa Bay. If I could see him going anywhere, I either see him going to Edmonton, or I could see him going to Edmonton, or I could see him trying to get to Boston a little bit, trying to help them out.
Boston? I don't see that. It
could happen out of nowhere. It could happen out of nowhere. I didn't think Florida was going to take freaking Marchand.
Or Jones, really.
True. But where do you think he's going?
So my picks are honestly Anaheim and Utah. I think Utah could definitely, here's the thing. Both of these teams are good, but they lack legit superstars to get them over the hump. And despite the fact that Marner is kind of a waste in the postseason, here's the thing, if he takes Anaheim or Utah to the postseason, there's a possibility that he could thrive there. So those are my two picks, and I also heard that the Anaheim Ducks are expected to offer Mitch Marner more than $14 million. And I'm just gonna sit here and be like, huh? No.
Yeah, you're gonna have this face.
Mitch Marner is a good player, but he's not worth that much money. He would be getting, I think, almost or more, because I don't remember his contract. He'd probably be getting almost more than Austin Matthews, who currently has the highest paid contract in the NHL right now. For a guy that's a good winger, but blows it in the postseason, that's a borderline liability on the ice during the postseason. That's a terrible idea.
Explain to me. Also, I want to point this out because I haven't pointed this out at all throughout all of our 20 episodes. Explain to me how they're only getting paid like 14. Like some of these players are getting like 14 million, but then you got the NFL who's getting like over 20 million. And
it's the cap.
NBA.
It's the cap. It's like that.
But you see it in majority of them.
Well, yeah, but also
it's like they put more of their life on the line with freaking razor blades.
Yeah, but also there's like the NHL isn't it's not as popular as the NFL, so the revenue is kind of iffy.
I guess.
So there is that, but I don't know. I'm not a businessman. In other news, where is it? I just had it. With the 3 games to 2 series lead that Florida got, Paul Maurice has joined some league company as he is the 3rd head coach in NHL history to win 1,000 games.
Woo, congratulations.
He has joined the company of Joel Quenneville and Scotty Bowman. And this includes the regular season and the playoffs. So honestly, it absolutely makes sense. Like, all these guys were so amazing, and as much as it hurts because I'm obviously a giant Panthers hater. I like Paul Maurice a lot. He's a great coach. And after all the crap he dealt with throughout his career, he definitely deserves this. And also, Edmonton is definitely getting sick and tired of Stuart Skinner's crap. So he was pulled in Game 4 and replaced with Calvin Pickard, who got his first loss handed to him last night in the posting. But it makes sense because Stuart Skinner was really bad, and Calvin Pickard finally got healthy, so it makes sense. And the last thing that I'm going to be talking about, this is something that we've been talking about a lot.
Please.
A group in Atlanta has been eyeing NHL expansion, as they have had a $3 billion arena construction approved. Now,
please, Thrashers, please.
Forsyth County, a suburban area northeast of downtown Atlanta, approved the concept of a $3 billion mixed-use arena complex that would include an NHL arena.
Ooh.
Complex, which would be called The Gathering, along with what is now the most realistic bid to bring the NHL back, are spearheaded by Vernon Krause and the Krause Group. Now, if this happens, this is going to be the 3rd go-about in Atlanta. A lot of fans are not happy with it. A lot of fans are not happy with this idea because they're upset about Quebec not getting a team. And honestly, Quebec's a small market.
I mean, yes.
And they've had 2 NHL teams already because they had the Nordiques and the 90s, and this is coming from somebody that would love to see the Nordiques come back because I think those sweaters were so boss. And also, and they had a team called the Bulldogs when the NHL first started back in the 1910s. So
somewhere around
but
there.
Yeah, so I think that would be pretty cool to have Atlanta come back but do you think that here's the thing. Do you think that that Atlanta stays with their original identity as the Thrashers, or do you think that they get a new one?
If they're going to get a new one, I mean, you can't beat the Thrashers. Everybody, including former NHL fans, well, I say former NHL fans, former Atlanta Thrashers fans are going to want the Thrashers to come back. Their sweaters, I like the logo could have been redone.
With the bird with
the bird
that
spinning.
Was cool.
But it could be the Thrasher is not that bad. It could be a little bit better. You can't really top that name in Atlanta because you already got the Hawks, you got the Falcons. What other bird are you going to? And the Braves.
Well, not technically the Braves are.
But still, you understand what I'm saying.
I misheard you, but
it's crazy. I would say, in my opinion, if I am Atlanta, I'm going back to the Atlanta Thrashers. If you don't go Atlanta Thrashers, you might as well stick with Atlanta Hockey Club and go back to what Utah did.
Don't
and
even
have a poll.
joke about that. How dare you?
Please.
But also, it could be and definitely another reason why is because they can't go back to their OG identity from when they had their first hockey team in the '80s because they were called the Atlanta Flames, and now you have the Calgary Flames, and
you can't do that.
Here's the thing. I think I'm getting, and as much as I do understand why people are upset about this, Atlanta can work as a hockey market.
Yes, it can.
They just need ownership. They need good quality ownership. It's working with Utah. I mean, their owner is amazing.
I don't know how.
Utah's owner is already one of the most likable guys in the NHL, comparatively to Arizona's owner, who sucked. And I mean, they had like 50,000 owners.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that I personally think that it can work. While I do kind of wish that a team other than Atlanta would get it, mainly I want to see Quebec get a team, but I also want to see Houston get a team.
Well, but
Houston's a giant market, and they
Yes.
could love them some hockey.
they could probably use NRG Stadium. So
Yeah, and I mean, like, or they could use where the Rockets play, because the owner of the Rockets, he's been trying to get an NHL team in Houston for a long time.
They're both right beside each other. So
Yeah.
and you probably actually, now that I think about it, you probably do need a basketball arena more than a football stadium. Oh well.
Well, because I mean, like, you can't really use a football stadium for. I mean, you can, but I mean,
I was gonna
it's
say, hold
stadium
on a minute.
series. It's completely different.
I was
And
gonna say, hold on a minute.
And basketball and hockey stadiums are kind of the same thing nowadays.
Just somehow make it to where you push it a little bit.
Yeah. So that's going to do it for today's episode of the Sportsball Podcast. Make sure to like and subscribe, turn on notifications, check us out on Instagram and Spotify. And do you have anything else to say?
I don't. Other than
Go
let's
Sportsball!
Sportsball!